Hello, my creative friends. Jessica Sanders here, colormecreativeart.com. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today, let's do an Inktober flip. Inktober is now officially over. It is November. Actually, as I'm filming this, it is actually already November the 6th. So Inktober, October is completely done. So I thought I would just share a little bit, a journal flip, and share a few of my thoughts with you as we go. So let's get started. So you may remember that I chose to use the Elegant Writer, a white gel pen, and a water brush to create all of my drawings. And I chose to do faces. I love drawing faces. They're whimsical faces. They're not realistic faces. I want them to be recognized as a face, but it doesn't look like any specific person or anything like that. And they're far from perfect, and that's okay with me. So this was actually from October the 1st, and it was really fun. It was really just trying out the Elegant Writer, and I used it heavily throughout this entire drawing. So it was an interesting experience. I have a little crooked mouth. It's okay. I love all the scribbly lines. That's something that I really enjoy for some reason, is making scribbly lines. So I'll continue the second one. So I really enjoyed Inktober overall. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a good learning experience for me. I have learned in the past that I need to keep my goals super simple. I call it KISS goals. Keep it super simple. And so that is why I chose to use just these things. And I did add in, like this, I added a little bit of watercolor just for fun, but I really tried to keep it as simple as I possibly could and very doable. I also gave myself permission to deviate from my plan a little bit. So here you can see I did a cat. This was from Jane Davenport's prompt list, and the prompt that day was catitude, and I thought that would be fun to do a cat. And then I went back to the faces. So I've just kind of tried to stay flexible, but continue to work with the plan that I chose in the beginning. I also allowed myself to not be required to do 31 days of drawing. So I actually tried to get between 20 and 30, and I believe I have 21 or 22 in here. And I was pressed for time this day, so I just did a quick drawing, and I thought she turned out kind of cute. Very scribbly. This day I had more time, so I thought it would be fun to do fairy. I saw a lot of fairy prompts during the Inktober, the month of October, and so I thought this would be fun, and I had fun drawing her. Struggled with the eyebrows, especially on this one, but she's still pretty. I like her. Another thing I noticed while I was doing Inktober, this one is from a prompt of Into the Forest, and I wasn't very happy overall, but I thought the eyes were really cool. See the eyes? Trees in them. Pretty cool. So something else that I noticed though during Inktober is that I can only keep up with so many projects at once. So as I was focusing on Inktober, other things just kind of like slip away from my mind, and I don't even realize that I've forgotten them. Because I'm not focused on them at the time. So I have to pick and choose the things that I'm going to focus on, because other things will disappear and I won't even know it. I think that's kind of funny. So here is day 11 and a bird that I drew. Just thought that would also be fun. It looked a little bit meaner than I expected it to, but that's okay. Inktober. And the 12th. So you can see I sort of changed up my strategy a little bit here, and I started using less of the pen and more of the water brush to sort of create a softer look. I wanted to create really soft eyes in this drawing, and I think that I achieved that, and I really loved the effect, so I kind of continued that. But I was getting a little bored with just sort of this black, white, gray, blue kind of theme, so I did get out my chameleon pencils and added just one color of pencil here, so she's kind of electric and fun. That was enjoyable. This was the 17th day. This is a separate drawing, not to do with Inktober. And this was another one that I drew, and I thought, well, I'll just do a side facing or a three-quarter portrait kind of drawing, but the perspective was really off on this side of the face. So because this ink is so water soluble, I just obliterated it basically with my water brush and put some salt crystals on there, let it dry, and I came back and doodled on the top of it, and I was so happy with the way it turned out. I think she's really pretty, kind of got a retro, maybe Hollywood glam kind of thing going on, so I like that. Then I thought I was having fun, and I remembered that when I first started drawing faces, I always used the magic pencil, which has multiple colors of lead in one pencil. So I got that out and drew with that, and I thought that was a lot of fun. I added the ink from the Elegant Writer and around the neck and everything, and as shading with my water brush. And also I have a little bit of watercolor in here, this pink. A little bit of watercolor. I thought she turned out really pretty. Very intense there. And another one, I went back to doing more ink. Her eyes are completely black, but it was fun to do. Lots of fun. And again, you see, I kind of continued the scribbly hair kind of theme. I just really like that, so I'm doing that. This is for a Skillshare class. Sorry about that. And then another one where I kind of wasn't happy with the way the eyes were looking, so obliterated this side and created this castle and these. I was inspired by, there's an artist on Instagram that I've also seen on Art Finder called Illustrating Rain, and she had these beautiful sort of looping, dropping things. So I was inspired, and mine is nothing compared to hers, but I was inspired to do sort of that on this and the castle, just because of the shapes that I had in the ink. I went a little bit overboard here. I wasn't really happy with the way this looked. I should have left that alone and not bothered it. But anyway, it was fun to do. And, you know, sometimes you don't know when to stop. And sometimes you know when to stop. And that's just part of the process. And it's part of learning. So, but I thought she was really pretty overall. Just didn't like this little part. Then I was in a scribbly mood the next day. Well, this is actually the 30th. So this is almost to the end. And I was in a scribbly mood, and I also wanted some color. So I got out, I want to say this is a scribble sticks, maybe? Dina Wakley scribble sticks, or I do have some watercolor sticks. Oh, I know what it was. It was Neocolor 2, the crayons, the oil pastel crayons. So I got that out, worked on the eyes, and made very scribbly and quick drawing and lots of darkness on here. And it was just a lot of fun. So the eyes are not quite even. I mean, I can critique it, but I'm not going to, because that wasn't the purpose. The purpose was for me to keep creating throughout the whole month, to kind of stay on task as much as possible, and just to see what would happen. So, and then the last day of Inktober, I decided I wanted to play with my metallic watercolors, so I got that out. Again, I went with the very soft approach. So when I was drawing this, I just put a small line here along the neck with the Elegant Writer, and then I picked up the ink from there and colored and did everywhere, all the shading and everything, and then went back at the end and added this with the Elegant Writer. And she does look kind of sad. Maybe she's sad that Inktober was over. I don't know. But I thought she was pretty, and the metallic was just so fun. I think maybe you can see that. I don't know. Very nice. So would I do Inktober again? Well, this is my 3rd year doing Inktober, and I might do it again next year. I don't know, because I'm trying to really refine and focus a little bit on more where I am now. I've been learning more about my own style and the things that I enjoy doing, and sometimes it doesn't quite fit with Inktober. Of course, this year I adapted it and made it fit, and you can see I had some really fun and interesting drawings, and I'm really glad that I did it. And would I suggest you doing Inktober? Yes, I would. I think it's a great challenge. It's a lot of fun. You can push yourself. The key is to not beat yourself up, but to keep moving forward. So maybe you missed a day or two. I missed days along the way. I sort of lost focus a little bit along the way, but I just started where I was. I didn't try and make up for what I missed, and I went forward. And I think that's an important thing to do when you're involved in a creative project. If you possibly can, you just move forward from where you are now and see where that takes you. So thank you so much for joining me for this journal flip. If you have any questions about Inktober or about anything in this journal, just leave it in the comments below. I will get back to you. I answer all my comments. I don't have so many followers right now that I can't do that. So let's chat about it. I would love to hear it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it that thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed and you want to see more of my videos, be sure and subscribe and click on the bell so you will get notified. All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a great week, and I will see you soon. I started using less of the pen and more of the water brush to create sort of a softer... Go ahead and get it out the microwave.
I was trying.
It was just so loud.
I know. I was like, man, that was really loud.
Oh.